Good morning, my dear student. I hope you are okay. As you know, this is lecture number 12. This is for revision. This lecture completely for your revision. So try to get benefit of this lecture. I sent you the contents of this lecture as you see. You may have electronic exam this term or online exam. As you know, this exam consists of MCQ questions, true or false questions. Okay, so this is the whole story for the online exam. You don't need to write too much, but you have to think too much. Okay, so remember this technique. You don't need to write too much to answer the question, but you may need to think too much to get the correct answer. Okay? In this lecture, I will give you full solution for the problem I send to you, and take another one. And this lecture or this problem will be comprehensive. You may get benefit from this problem. Okay? Let me start with the problem you received. And I sent you the complete answer. But I now try to answer this problem. The problem says, consider the following demand and supply function for labor. Demand, ED. Okay, I give you demand function, which is 450 minus $25. This is your demand function. Supply function is ES equal $50. As you know, this is demand because of opposite relation. This is supply because we have direct relation. They answer the following question. Question number 1. What wage and employment if this labor market were monopsony? I told you before, when you hear about monopsony, just monopsony, so think about non-discriminating monopsony. Okay? So what condition should be exist to maximize profit for this non-discriminating monopsony? As you know, the condition is very simple. It says VNB equal the marginal cost for the firm. So this is your condition. So to solve this problem, you have to find those two equations. VNB is just demand. So this is VNB. Okay? But we need to derive the marginal cost of labor for the firm. This is the first part. How we derive the marginal cost for the firm? We need to know from supply, this is supply, we get this function from supply, but we have to write down supply as W function of E. So we rewrite this equation as W equal E over 50. Okay? W equal E over 50. So you have to write down this first. So this is your supply. Then you multiply W by E. Okay? You multiply W by E. This will give you the total wage paid by the monopsony. Okay? If you multiply W by E, you get E squared over 50. Okay, how we get MCF. MCF, the marginal cost for the firm, is just the first derivative of WE respect to E. So you take the derivative of this equation, you get 2E over 50. This is just E over 25. So this is your MCF. We equate this MCF by VMB. Remember, MCF is function of E. So you have to rewrite down VMB also as function of E. To write down this as function of E, you will have 25E W, move this to the other side, equal 450 minus E, okay? Then you divide by 25, so you get W equal 450 divided by 25 minus E divided by 25. So this is your VMB, okay? This is your VMB, okay? Okay, 400 divided by 25 is just 18, okay, minus, and 1 over 25 is just 0.04E. So this is your equation for MCF. You equate these two equations, this equation and this equation. You solve those two equations together. Okay, what you get when you solve these two equations together? You equate E over 25 by 18 minus 0.04E. You solve this equation, okay? E over 1.5 means 0.04E. Okay, 0.04E. So 0.4E should equal 18 minus 0.04E. If you solve this, if you move E to the other side, you get 0.08E equal 18. So what is E? You divide 18 by 0.08. If you divide 18 by 0.08, you get 225. Okay, this is your employment. So the monopsony will hire 225 of labor or workers. Okay, how about wage? How we calculate WM? This is a very important point. You substitute this employment determined by monopsony in the supply curve here. You multiply here, you substitute here. So wage should be paid by monopsony is derived from labor supply curve. So we divide 225, okay, by 50. If you divide 225 by 50, you get your wage, okay? This would be, I guess, 4.5. Yes, this is equal 4.5. So now I determine employment and I determine WM. How we make graph? How we make the graph for monopsony? And I recommend you to draw the graph first before you answer the problem. Okay? Always draw your graph if you have any mathematical problem to know what equations you need to find. Okay? So this is your graph, as you know. This is VMB. This is demand, as you know. And this is supply, SE. Okay? And this is MCF. You know this graph quite well. We look for this point. This is point A. At this point, we determine how many workers to be hired, 225. So EM equal 225. Okay, how about wage? We get wage from supply. I'm just saying, how much is this wage, WM, as we calculate this wage 0.5. Okay? So this is question number 1. We find out employment by equating VMB with MCF. Then, when we calculate employment, we substitute this employment in supply to know the wage paid by monopsony and will be received by workers. Question number 2, he asked me, will there be any exploitation for labor? Yes, there will be an exploitation. How we define exploitation? Exploitation, you have to know this, exploitation can be calculated as this, VMB minus wage. You need to know this equation, how we calculate that, how much exploitation. Always when WM is less than VMB, we say we have an exploitation. Okay, so we calculate WM, it's 4.5. We need to calculate this. Okay, how we calculate VMB? We substitute 225 in demand. Okay, in demand equation. In this demand equation, this is your demand equation. Okay, so from your demand equation, VMB equal 18 minus 0.04 times 225. This would be 9. If you calculate this, you will get 9. Okay? So VMB is 9. And wage paid by monopsony is 4.5. So this is the amount of exploitation. It is 4.5. Okay? So the exploitation is 9 minus 4.5 is 4.5. This is how much the exploitation by monopsony. And always remember, in monopsony, always we have exploitation. Always he pays wage less than the VMB of workers. Okay? So he has monopsony power. We call this as the monopsony power. As the exploitation increases, the monopsony power increases. Okay? Question number 3, he asked me, will there be any unemployment here for this example? How we know if you have unemployment or not? You know the employment now, it is 225. We get this from supply, as you know. Okay? At this wage, as you see here, at wage 4.5, demand is greater than 225. So there is no unemployment. Again, if demand is greater than supply, what does it mean? It means at this wage, the firm may need more workers than supply. So we're going to have unemployment. Okay? Unemployment could exist where if supply exceeds demand. When supply exceeds demand at given wage, you will find out you may have unemployment in some examples. But here, for monopsony, always we don't have unemployment because demand is greater than supply. Okay? He asked me, what is the best minimum wage to be imposed? We need the best minimum wage. What do you mean by the best? We need wage that maximizes employment. We need employment more than 225. And we don't need to have an exploitation. How to eliminate exploitation and how to increase employment if we choose this wage? Okay? Call this point C, for example. This point C. Call this point B. And this point C. So the exploitation here is AB, as you know. Now, at point C, to know at point C, we need to equate demand and supply. Okay? Because this is point of intersection between demand and supply. So we have to equate between the two equations. This is demand, this is your demand, this is demand, okay? And this is your supply, okay? Or you could equate the two equations, those two equations. You get the same answer. If you equate equation 1 and 2, this is 1 and this is 2. If you equate the two equations, you get 450 minus 25W equal 50W. If you solve this for W first, so what do you get here? You get 75W, if you move W to the other side, equal 450. So, this is 75W. What is W? W is just 450 divided by 75. If you divide this, you will get 6. This will be 6. Call this W star. So, at this point C, the competitive wage is 6. Okay, what is employment? Substitute here or here. You get the same answer. So employment E star could be derived by substituting this competitive wage in demand or supply. Suppose we substitute in supply. Supply is 50W. So we multiply 50 by W, which is 6. You get 300. So here, E star 300. E star equal 300. Okay? So the best minimum wage should be set at 6. Why this is best? Because this is maximum employment. E star is the maximum employment. This is reason number 1. Reason number 2, no unemployment. Demand equals supply, of course. Number 3, we don't have exploitation. Why we don't have exploitation? Because wage equal VNB. So there is no any exploitation. So this is your graph and this is your full solution for this problem. Okay? This is problem number 1. You received this problem with your lecture number 12. Now I will give you another problem. I will try to give you problems that include most of cases or many cases of labor market structure. Okay? Let me see this problem. Suppose the labor demand function and supply function are followed. Demand, ED, equal 1,250 minus $25. This is demand. I give you supply, ES, as equal $100. This is supply. He asked me to answer the following question. The question is saying determine wage and employment. What wage and employment in each of the following cases? In each of the following labor market structure. The first market structure is if the labor market were competitive. This is question number 1. So if we have competitive labor market, how will we determine wage and employment? just the equilibrium. We equate demand and supply. So in the first case, we need to equate demand by supply, ED equal ES. This is the condition to have equilibrium in competitive market. If you equate those two equations, 1 and 2, you get 1250 minus 25W equal 100W. If you move W to the other side, you get 125W equal 1,250. From this, W is just 1,250 divided by 125. This is 10. We call this as W star. So this is the competitive wage if the labor market were perfectly competitive. Okay, what is the employment level? What is the equilibrium level of employment? Just substitute W star in demand or supply. So E star is, if you substitute here, you get 100 times 10. This is 1,000. Okay? He asked me to graph this solution. To graph this solution, we have here demand, which is downward sloping, as you know, almost. And this is supply. Okay? This is supply. And remember, if you put figures here on the graph, it will be important. If employment is 0, or if W is 0, employment is 1,250 here. So here 1,250. Okay? If employment is 0, this would be 50. The maximum wage would be 50. So this is demand. And this is supply upward slope. This is the intersection point, A. So W star here is just 10. E star is just 1,000. Okay? This is question number 1. If the market structure is perfectly competitive. Question number 2, he asked me, suppose labor market is perfectly competitive, but government imposes minimum wage. He give me a minimum wage as 15. If we set a minimum wage as 15, what will happen to equilibrium wage and equilibrium employment? 15 will be here. So this will be the minimum wage. Okay, this is minimum wage. It's 15. Call it W bar. So if we have W bar as minimum wage equal 15 in this market, he asked me, what is the new employment? Okay. What is the new wage? And how much is unemployment? And calculate unemployment rate. Okay. So if the wage is 15 now, what is demand? If you substitute here by 15, you get demand. Demand is 1250 minus 25 times 15. How much is this? If you calculate this, this would be 875. Okay, so here, 875. Okay, this is your employment. So what happened to employment? Employment decreases from 1,000 to 875. Okay, how many workers lose their jobs? Just the difference between 1,000 and 875. He may ask me this question. How many workers will lose their jobs at the minimum wage? So now the wage is 15. Firms react and reduce employment. Instead of 1,000, they need only to hire 875. So the difference will be the number of workers who lose their jobs. Okay? Remember also, at this wage, you may have new entrants to labor market because supply here. This is supply. Remember, this is supply. Okay? If you substitute 15 in supply here, AS, how many workers are willing to work? 100 times 15. This is 1,000 here, 500. Okay? So the increase from 1,000 to 1,500 is the new entrance. Those are the new workers enter the market to have jobs. But actually, there is no jobs because we have unemployment. What is the total unemployment? Here. The unemployment here. The difference between the total supply, which is 1,500, minus 875, this is the number of workers employed, okay? This is the unemployment. So how much is this? This is just 625. This is 625. If you ask me to calculate the unemployment rate, how we calculate unemployment rate? We just divide U by labor force times 100. Okay, what is U? U is 6 to 5. What is total labor force? Total labor force is the employed and unemployed. Employed and unemployed. It is 1,500. Okay? Times 100. This would be about 41.66%. This is how to calculate the unemployment rate in this example. Okay? Question number 3. Suppose this market is discriminating monopoly. If I ask you about the discriminating monopoly, as you know, how much employment and wage in this case to maximize profit? Exactly like competitive market, except one difference. So if we have discriminating monopoly, you will choose A. The employment will be 1,000. Okay? Because demand equals supply. Good. And wage equal 10. Some of you may ask me, so what is the difference between the two cases? We have big difference between the two cases. It is, in competitive market, all workers receive the competitive wage, which is 10. But for discriminating monopoly, only the last worker who received this wage. But all the other workers employed before will receive lower wage. Okay? They are receiving wage according to their supply. Again, what is the difference between discriminating monopoly and competitive labor market? Actually, there is no difference in figures. The competitive wage, the same, the employment, the same. But in competitive market, each worker receives the competitive wage. But in discriminating monopoly, only the last worker who received this wage, but the rest of workers receive lower wage according to their supply. So we have an exploitation. In this case, we have an exploitation, except the last worker. Okay? So all workers will be exploited by discriminating monopoly, except the last worker, because the last worker receives wage equal his VNB. But how about the other workers? The other workers receive wage less than VNB. Okay? So always we have exploitation also in discriminating monopoly, and this is your graph for discriminating monopoly. Just graph demand and supply and determine the point of intersection. Question number 4. Suppose this market were monopsony market. If this market were monopsony market, what is employment and what is wage paid by monopsony to maximize profit if this market were monopsony? Remember, when we mean only monopsony, we mean the non-discriminating monopsony. Okay? What the condition to maximize profit? We need to remember this condition, VNB equal MCF as the last example. And we know VNB, this is from demand. We get this from demand. This is just demand. How this? We get this. We get this from supply. After taking the derivative. Okay? So always we have VNB. We have here VNB. Okay? Let me write down VNB. 25W. If you move to the other side, equal 1,250 minus E. W, which is VNB, equal, divide by 25, 1,250 divided by 25 minus E over 25. Okay? How much is this? This is the VNB equation. Okay? This is VNB equation. Okay, how we get MCF equation? How we get the MCF equation? MCF we get from supply. From supply, we could say that W just equal E over 100. We divide by 100. Okay, then we multiply W by E. Okay, if you multiply W by E, you get E squared over 100. Then you take the derivative. To get MCF, you take the derivative of WE respect to E. How we get the derivative here? It is just 2E over 100. This is just E over 50. Okay, so this is your MCF, and this is your VNB. You equate those two equations. If you equate those two equations, okay, 1,250 divided by 25 minus E over 25 should equal E over 50. Okay, if you move E to the other side, you will have E over 50 plus E over 25 equal 125 over 25. Okay, so this is 50. So this is E plus 2E. So you get 3E over 50. So 3E over 50 equal this. This is just 5. So 5 equal 3E over 50. If you make cross multiplication, you get 3E equal 5 times 50. So E is just 5 times 50 divided by 3. Okay? This is 250 divided by 3. This is your employment. I guess. Here we have a mistake here. Remember here, we divide by 25, So this is 50. Okay? This is 50. This is 50. Okay? So this is 50. Sorry. So 50 times 50. You get this. 2,500 over 3. This would be 833.33. Okay? This is your employment formula also. Okay? Where do we get wage? Again, we get wage when we substitute this in supply. Where is supply? As you see, the equation for supply is here. Supply is W equal E over 100. Okay, so E is 833.33 divided by 100, you get 8.33. This is your wage. Okay, how to make graph? If we need to make graph for monopsony, to put these figures, how we make graph? You have this graph. This is your VNB, and this is your supply. This is your MCF, and we choose this point A. Okay, we calculate EM as how much was it? 833.33. We calculate WM here as 8.33. Okay, so this is your answer for monopsony.
دكتور
Should they think about it?
ماشي.
The last question is, if you have labor union, and labor union need to maximize its total revenue, how many workers and how much wage will be paid? If we have labor union, and labor union need to maximize total wage revenue. Okay? As you see, to maximize total wage revenue, we equate MRU with 0. Okay? We have to get MRU and equate MRU with 0. How we get MRU? We get MRU from demand. Okay? From demand. MRU equal okay? And let me say from demand. Let me start ARU first was 50 minus E over 25. This is your ARU. We get total wage revenue, okay, from ARU. This is ARU. By multiplying by W, okay, by E, sorry. So you get 50E minus E squared over 25. Then you take MRU, you take the derivative. It is 50 minus 2E over 25. Okay, you equate this with 0. When you equate this with 0, you get 50 equal 2e over 25. You make cross multiplication, so 2e is just 50 times 25. E is just 50 times 20 divided by 2. You will get this employment when the union need to maximize its wage, total wage revenue. I guess this would be 625. Okay? What is the wage? You get the wage from VMB, from here. You get the wage from here. So wage, this is EU. Wage is just 50 minus E, 625 over 25. Okay? This would be 25. So this is your wage to maximize total wage rate. They asked me to calculate the demand elasticity in this case. Always demand elasticity will be 0. Here, demand elasticity will be 0. How we graph this case? We have to graph another one. Okay. This will be your graph to maximize total wage revenue. This is demand, VMB. This is ARU for you, and this is MRU. Okay, this is MRU. Okay. So we get this point. This is 625. Okay, and this is supply. This is your supply. This was going to A. I guess this was 1,000. Okay, the wage is here. The wage is 25. What is the elasticity here? Elasticity equal 1. Elasticity equal 1. Elasticity for union equal 1. Elasticity should be negative 1. How it is negative 1? Just take the derivative of demand and multiply by wage and divide by employment. Okay? Final word before the exam. Please study quite well. Try to understand, not to memorize. Try to study your course contents in the same sequence you receive. Try to make comparisons between different concepts and outcomes of different labor market structure. Okay? Always remember, graphs are very important. Even in your exam, even you have MCQ or true or false, you have to make graph and sometimes to make some calculations. And finally, I wish you the best of luck and see you later, and may God bless you all. Thank you.